Time now 7:23. Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. And this weekend, a major event is taking place at the Colonial Life Arena. It's called the 17th Annual Black Expo with several guest superstars that will be here. But it's more than just having guest superstars. It's about making an impact into the community. And of course, the guy who is in charge of it all is here this morning, folks. I would like to welcome here to Good Day Columbia, Mr. Thomas. Aaron Thomas, thank you so much for being here this morning. We
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it.
Absolutely.
17 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. For some folks who don't really know about the Black Expo, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the history of the event came about as a result of our producing the publication Black Pages to really give exposure and visibility to small minority-owned businesses so they grow and they really benefit the entire community. The expo was really formed after a business model that was around the country.
Okay.
There are other Black Expos around the country, and the premise of the Black Expos are very much same concept as a publication: give exposure, visibility to small minority-owned companies so that they grow, give an opportunity for major companies to attract minority consumers. Just as you and I would go to the Greek festival or the Latino festival, Irish festival, the Black Expo really celebrates what's good and some of the attributes in the African American community, but really for the benefit of everyone.
And that's a good point that you made there, because throughout the years you have heard some critics or some
Right,
people say,
yeah.
Why is it called Black Expo? Why not just the Columbia Expo?
Right.
Some people kind of feel intimidated that it's just catered to African Americans.
Yeah,
Can you clear that up?
And it's really unfortunate because, here's the thing. We all have, our community is very diverse. It's
Right.
made up of various ethnic groups and their histories. And what we've done with Black Expo is say, you know what, there's a Columbia, South Carolina, our nation has benefited from the African American community, just as we've done from Italians and so forth. What we're doing is simply celebrating the very good and the best in the African American community, while at the same time giving exposure and visibility to those companies so that they grow, because when they grow, that bodes well for us all.
And speaking of growth and having that exposure, every year you all bring a stellar lineup.
Absolutely.
This year we're going to have Michael Bazin. We're also going to have Jay Ellis, who's actually from the Midlands. From Sumter.
Yep,
Wow.
exactly.
How do you pick up the lineup to choose who comes?
Well,
'Cause that's a lot.
It's a good question, because one of the things, we certainly try to find those people that we believe that will resonate with the community, that certainly represent well, who really add to the Black Expo experience. And we have a very active board. We go through a very deliberate process of vetting. For instance, we're doing the Black Male Summit, trying to ascertain ideas and things that might really truly impact young Black males. When we talked about, okay, who's on the national scene that could help us to really pull some of the issues out, get folks to come out and let's talk about some of those things. You're based in because of its national prominence with some of the things he's done. Bow Wow, because he's on 106 in Park, huge youth celeb, and at the same time he's talked about some of those things in his childhood and where he's come from.
Absolutely, and especially now that he's making the movie circuits and he's acting, and many people thought that he couldn't do that, but he is look like he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
One other thing about the Black Expo you mentioned, it's not just in Columbia. How do you get this, we could say, massive event to travel to different places?
Well, I'll tell everyone, it's truly by the grace of God, because much of the relationships that we've been able to develop to necessary to nurture and grow this event. We've been in Florida for 12 years, Charleston for 15 years, Greenville, the upstate, as recent as 4 years ago, and of course here in Columbia, 17 years. And much of it, too, Franny, has been because we've been able to really refine the model. And what works well, what benefits the communities that we serve, and knowing that there are a lot of nuances that are different in each community, and we simply try to say, okay, let's look at this model, make it look at what fit, and what are some of those things and attributes in this area that we could use to really add value to it.
Now, there's several events leading up to the Black Expo that's taking place this Saturday at the Colonial Life Arena, and Taste of Black Columbia actually will be taking place tomorrow. And so, folks, stay with us, because coming up after the break, later on Good Day Columbia, we're going to get a taste of what Black Columbia. We're going to get a taste of it. So stay with us. And thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
So really do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, Good Day Columbia is coming back right after this.